People have some close calls. Today I'm going to cover Roblox YouTubers who almost died in real life. Welcome back to Roblox Earth. Let's get into the video. The crew. Spunny and the crew took a trip to Los Angeles. For their trip, they decided to rent a super cool mansion in Airbnb. On Airbnb, the mansion looked really awesome and they were excited to go there and stay there for their trip. When they arrived, the mansion did not look anything like what they saw on the Airbnb app. And no, not in a good way. Oof! These were the first warning signs that something fishy isn't happening. The mansion was a mess in some places. There were old straw wrappers and other things still lying around everywhere in the mansion. There were missing pieces for some of the game billiards too. You can imagine how terrible this is, especially when they are paying top dollar to be in such a big mansion. So far, things were not going to plan. It was time to sleep, and this is when things continued to get even more crazy, as one of the crew members went to sleep and they closed the window that was in their room. As they were trying to fall asleep, she said she was looking out the window through the curtain and it felt like she was being watched. What? That's crazy. Imagine how scary that must have been. Oh, but if you guys thought that was creepy, then you're not ready for what came next. Another one of the crew members went to sleep and they took a longer time to fall asleep. Eventually, she ended up hearing a beeping sound. Oh no, sounds like trouble. Apparently, it will beep a couple of times and stop and then do the beeping again. That's where it heats up, quite literally. She decided to get out of bed and then she finally investigated what on earth was happening downstairs. As soon as she got downstairs, she found a whole lot of smoke getting out of a locked door. It's a mystery what was behind the door and why it was locked, but it was, and it was freaking burning. There are so many questions, but the most important one is how that room started burning. So in a frantic rush, she woke up all the rest of the crew members to tell them, yo, the house is burning. Of course, it seemed so crazy that everyone thought it was a prank, but they were being for a surprise. They all had to run and call the firefighters to put out the fire. Luckily, they were all okay and everything was able to be put out. But weirdly, they were not told what on earth caused the fire. That remains a mystery till this day. So their B&B operation was a complete fail. It failed in an incredible way, so they ended up having to take all their stuff and they were moved to a hotel. Oh man, that must be super weird. They probably wanted the mansion so they have their own space and private property to stay in and make all the noise they want, but now they had to stay in a hotel. A lot of credit needs to be given to the crew member who actually stayed up. If it wasn't for her, I don't think anyone would have heard the beeps and noticed the fire until it was too late. Like we said, at least they were all okay and no one was harmed. I guess they have a really crazy story to tell for many years to come. Poke. A funny situation turned out to be very alarming for Poke. After returning to his house with a few friends, Poke sees suspicious activities around his house and suspects foul play is involved. He and his friends check out the house, and there seem to be suspicious activities all over. Many friends even see silhouettes of people. After inspection, someone seems to be in the garage. A head even pops up through a door. When an attempt to open it was made, after a friend daringly opens the door, Poke finds out that it's just a prank pulled by some friends, so he laughs it off. His reaction would have been certainly different if it was someone else. Dan TDM. Moving around his kitchen, Dan encounters an experience that is certainly weird to say the least. He was heading from his kitchen to his garden when he fell. He tripped over something and fell, hitting his hand on a kitchen counter midway. His hand seemed to hurt after this ordeal, and after a few days, he found out his hand was broken. Unexpected to say the least. If he hadn't hit his hand checked out, he might have been taken to the hospital in a stretcher. Preston. Preston struggled with problems in his tonsils. He claims that his tonsils grew to a golf ball size, which is quite big for tonsils if you don't know. Preston explains that if he hadn't gotten his tonsils checked out by a doctor, he would have been in major trouble. He exclaims he would have died if he caught something as little as a flu if he left his tonsils unchecked. Thankfully, he took timely action and got a surgery done. He has recovered nicely and is sounding clearer than ever. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.